Hey guys, it's John here again, host of Where Do We Grow Now, CEO and co-founder of Sama Labs. I'm here with the lovely Dana Lynn Kaye, CEO and founder of Devotion Nutrition. Dana, how are you?
I'm wonderful. Thanks for having me.
Oh, the pleasure's all mine. So, quickly tell everybody who you are, who Devotion is. Let's get a quick little background and we'll flow from there.
All right. So I'm Dana Lynn Kaye, and I am a mother of three, and I am third generation in the flavor industry. I grew up with my parents starting their own flavor manufacturing company when I was in middle school. My mom was a food scientist, and my father a flavor salesman. And so I caught the fitness bug around 12 years old, following my mom and her trainer around the gym, and so I have been into fitness the majority of my life. And I kind of merged my all my passions into devotion nutrition. I struggled with my weight also my whole life, and I have a love of food. I have a sweet tooth, and after I'd say in college, I struggled with my weight, and I started to compete in figure, and that is which is like more of like a feminine version of bodybuilding, and it was great, but it was a very extreme way to diet. And I felt, you have your on season, your off season, and I was still struggling with my weight, still putting on the weight after I would compete. And so I was desperate for a solution because I wanted to enjoy food, but I also wanted to look and feel fit and healthy all year round. I gave birth to my son and gained 70 pounds with him. And then I gave birth to full term twins and also gained around 55, 60 pounds with them. So I topped the scales at 210 pounds, only being about 5'4". And finally, after my twins, I was like, okay, I've had enough of this yo yo dieting. I need to find a solution that keeps me basically devoted to my healthy lifestyle, to I want to be fit. I want to be that fit mom. I want to keep up with my three kids now. I've got a lot to juggle. And so I vowed to get into the best shape of my life after having my twins, which I did. And I did compete again, but I realized that was just too extreme and I wanted a healthy, balanced lifestyle. So I went to my parents' company and I said, I want to develop, because I also loved to bake and I loved making protein ice cream and I loved all that stuff. So basically, I wanted to develop the most delicious, versatile protein powder and flavor supplements on the planet. I was like, this is my mission. They have to be delicious. I don't want them tasting like protein. They have to bake and keep the moisture, because I want to basically have my shake and eat it too. I want it all. I want to be fit, and I also want to eat brownie batter off of a spoon. So Devotion Nutrition was born and launched in 2015, which is now almost 8 years ago. And yeah, the rest is history. The rest is now a brand, and my kids are now just 11, and my twins are 11, and my son is 14, and they've grown up with me basically,
That's all they
promoting
know
his
the brand.
brand and yeah, and eating devotion. So yeah, that's my background in a nutshell.
Awesome. So, like, that's obviously full disclosure. We've had a working relationship for several years now, and it's really exciting to see the brand evolve, not just from a rebrand a couple years back, but also all the things you guys are doing now. It's super commendable and more of a personal note. I know I've said this to you before, but I come from a working single mom myself, and it's always inspiring to me when you see someone so incredibly, pun sort of intended, devoted to
Yeah.
something like this. And I know how important the brand is to you and the family, and you guys are doing such a fantastic job. So, that
Thank
kind
you.
of being said, obviously you are part of the face of the brand. I mean, it's you, right? And there's no
Yep.
one else is kind of taking that spotlight in terms of the brand. I know you guys have a lot of really cool brand ambassadors,
Yeah.
but not every business, at least that we work with or that I see as a consumer, has a face in the brand. Like there's no, sometimes they have like celebrities, of course, that are being, you know, aligned with the brand.
Endorsements and stuff,
Right.
right?
Endorsements, but it's you because it is your story, like you just mentioned. So, has that been challenging to you over the years to always be that person to lead the way? Have you ever thought about maybe taking a step back and not being so predominantly front facing for the consumers? Um, Talk to me about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I what I realized was the products needed a lot of education. And I, to this day, basically have grown this company on a shoestring. I've never taken big investor money. Um, I've never pumped in like millions of dollars or anything to grow the brand. It's always been very tight, and which is fine. I have worn every single hat in the company you can wear, but we've needed a lot of education, and I've had to be, because nobody we had this product line called flex flavors. Nobody's ever seen flex flavors before, these flavored stevias, and people are like, are you put them in your water, what do you do with them? And they needed a lot of education. And then we needed to educate about our protein, because people just think, oh, protein is protein. Well, no, it's not protein. Like, it's not true. Devotion is a completely different quality and level with how it functions. And so in the beginning, I don't have any money now to pay these superstars. First of all, nobody's as passionate about Devotion as I am. There are some people who love the brand, and that might be, arguably there are some people who are pretty darn passionate about Devotion, but meaning like, okay, so I'm the one with like the skin in the game. I'm taking the risk. I'm making sacrifices. And the other thing was like, yeah, I had a story to tell, and I wanted to tell my story because I wanted to empower other women. I wanted to educate about the products and how I use them. I wanted to show my results and that they were real, and that they were like, I'm a real woman with real, stretch marks and kids, and I've been through it, and real, battles with my food. I've written blog posts about emotional eating and binge eating and eating disorders and all kinds of stuff, where I'm like, look, I'm just like you. I'm no different, but this is what I have accomplished, with these tools. And Devotion is a tool. It's not a diet plan. It's not nothing like that. So being the face of the brand, I had a big voice because I left my parents' company. I was, I had a nice job working for my parents' well-established company. I left their company because I was like, I have a story, and I want to inspire and teach, and I want to show people how to use these products. And not that I'm like a control freak, but I was kind of like, okay, I don't trust anybody right now to do it. I got to do it myself. I got to get out there. I got to show everybody. And I always knew if I just kept on it, eventually, which is what is happening right now, other people with voices and stories and platforms would then love Devotion as much as I do, and then they will share with their people. It was like I just had to pioneer it. So right now, even though I've stayed like the face and the main person of Devotion, I never called it like Dana's nutrition line. It's Devotion, because it's whatever you're devoted to. So now I feel like my job as a pioneer, I'm still there, and I'm still very like, it's my face, and I'm active, and we use my pictures and everything, because I am the one person that I'm not going away. Sometimes people come and go. So I only trust really using myself. But what I've done is, now I knew one day all of these other people, these other like leaders and pioneers and people, they would then like, I would like pass like a torch to them. And that's exactly what's happening now. They're embracing the Devotion lifestyle and the products, and they are now helping thousands of their followers, to learn and understand. So and what you asked about it being it is a lot of pressure, but then again, like, I'm so passionate about fitness. I'm really using Devotion like 3-4 times a day, every day. So I'm like, okay, why wouldn't I show it? So I don't feel pressure there. I've taken pressure off of myself with showing up on social media. If I show up, I show up. If I don't, I don't. Like, take a break. I don't feel like I took pressure off of myself about making perfect content. It's not about perfect. Sometimes I'm in makeup. Sometimes I'm not. Sometimes my hair's in a ponytail. Sometimes it's not. I just show up as Dana, and I'm real. And I'm like, it is what it is. And so I've taken the pressure off of myself. And and so I feel like, and I feel like people have embraced me even more because they love that. They love that I'm
It's
not always,
authentic, right?
what?
I said it's authentic, right?
It's
Because
authentic, and it's approachable, and it's realistic, and it's attainable. Sometimes when these companies hire people who aren't even attainable. Like there are these movie stars or there's something and you're like, okay, I don't have her life and her whatever. But it's like if I'm saying like, look, I'm a busy mom of three and I'm just like you and I'm showing up and I'm showing you in my kitchen and I just went for a run and I just whatever. It's like, this is real stuff. And people I feel like appreciate that more than saying like, okay, I can relate to her more than I can relate to like which I love like say J Lo or whatever, but are their lives like ours? Not really, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So most women are like, okay, I look up to her, but I mean, it's J Lo, like come on, so
Well, that's also what I love about the brand too. It's not, I we have a cabinet in my house. My wife calls it all my powders and potions.
uh-huh.
I just take a lot of stuff. But so as a consumer, I look at things one way, and as owning an agency, I look at it a different way.
Sure.
And the one thing that I've noticed about Devotion over the years is that you guys are just not a Me Too supplement company either. And I think everything you've said up to this point's made that abundantly clear. Has there been moments where it's easy to say, oh, we can make this product because it's hot, it's popular on TikTok, people want to buy it. But I think to your credit and to what the brand's been able to sustain is we're going to make products that fit our audience properly, not to cater to anybody else just because it's popular now. They're purposeful. All the ingredients, all the wellness stuff you guys are launching and continuing to launch has intent and purpose behind who is your ideal customer profile, not just everybody, right?
Yep. Yeah. And I'm not trying to be trendy. I'm not, people through the years have been like, you guys need a fat burner. You guys need, all these, cheaper products that will help with your margins and all. And I'm like, this isn't like, I'm like, no, I'm not just going to throw things in there that don't have real meaning, like meaningful, that they're just like fluffy products. They're real products that I use every single one of them. And they are the highest quality that I could possibly get. The formulas all have meaning behind them. They all are great formulas. Anytime anyone looks at it and breaks it down, they're like, you can't argue with this formula. And and the protein, the functionality, the whole thing, like that's all, it's not a gimmick. It's not like a pyramid scheme. It's not something it's just they're just quality products that I stand behind, that I'm happy to sell, to introduce to people, that I'll put my face on. I think it says a lot when somebody will be like, put their face on something and bring you into their home and stand behind the ingredients that they use and the
And your
products
kids
that
take
they're
it.
selling.
Your kids
Oh,
actively
my
take.
kids have been eating devotion since they were 3 years old. So
And
yeah,
you've gotten backlash for that too, because I see you must have at least, and I'm assuming people like to obviously share their opinions on social media and be those
sure.
cowboy warriors, right? I mean, I see it too because my wife follows other pages where people are getting backlash and it's all this drama. The products are healthy. I think no, I
Hmm.
would also do the same in my case is give the kids products that don't have anything bad in that them like the ingredients are clean. Like this is they're protein powders. It's easy to I think it's not beyond the nutritional value, but the experience you get to share with your kids when you're making
Yeah.
these healthy
My
brownies,
kids
cookies.
want what I'm eating. They're like, "Mom, can I have some of your shake? Mom, can I? Oh, we'll take protein pancakes too. Oh, what smells so good?" And the thing is, it's like parents are so quick. They'll run their kids through the drive-through and get them a Wendy's Frosty, and nobody bats an eye. Yet if you make them a protein shake, oh my God, what are you putting in your kid's body? It's like it's protein
Right.
and we throw in a banana and some peanut butter. But no, go to Wendy's and get a Frosty or go to McDonald's and get chicken nuggets and a Happy Meal, and everyone's fine with it because it's kiddie. Like if I put it in a tub and had a cartoon character on it and called it children's formula, everybody would be fine with it. But because it's something the whole family can use and because we call it protein powder, I'm like, okay, it's like go look in your pantry and look at the stuff that your kids are eating. I mean, comparably, what is the problem? Like what? And if
Well,
I'm baking my kids brownies, I mean, we all grew up having bake sales at our school, and it was a bunch of cookies and brownies that nobody bats an eye. Everybody, oh, we're having stuff at the bake sale, and it's a bunch of, sugar and flour and butter and the kids are eating whatever. But then if you make protein brownies with banana, oatmeal and protein powder, it's like, what are you putting in your kid's system? It's like, well, are you kidding me? Like, so No, it doesn't even phase me when people, because I'm like, you're just uneducated,
Mhm.
and what you are feeding your kids, yet you'll feed their kids plenty of crap. And I don't even let it phase me, because we're all, we have our choices. And if people don't feel comfortable giving their kids something because it's called protein powder, well, then just don't. But I have no problem with it. And most of my loyal customers stand behind me saying, like, yeah, like, I make my entire family eats protein banana pancakes, and I feel so good about it. And I'm
Mhm.
like, great. Like, so
Good. Well, on a separate note, I mean, kind of more relatable to what we were talking about before with some of the ambassadors and people who are being also advocates of the brand
yes.
is I know TikTok's been a pretty important platform for the brand for this year, right? It's
Yeah.
um, you guys have had growth, and then there was really exciting growth this year, which off the back of TikTok. And what I found is that TikTok is it either works or it doesn't. And some people obviously, like back in the day with Facebook, oh, I ran Facebook ads, didn't work. Facebook doesn't work. TikTok's kind of in that genre right now because people are trying to make it work, and we don't know where it's going to be in the next 6 months to a year, or whoever knows. Obviously there's like
Right.
banning it and stuff like that. So I know TikTok's been important to you. How do you think, in your perspective, I think I have my own answer, but how do you think, in your perspective, TikTok's played a role in any growth that you guys have had this year?
TikTok has been phenomenal for us. I went on TikTok kicking and screaming. I was not about TikTok. My 70-year-old mother begged me to do TikTok. She's like, Dana, go on TikTok, go on TikTok. And I was like, oh my God. And I was like, I don't want to do another platform. I have
Remember?
poured my heart and soul into Instagram and Facebook and stuff for years. And I was like, the idea of starting over on another platform was like, I wanted to cry. And it took me a little while. I eased into it. I was trying to get the hang of it. My beginning TikToks were very like, I don't even know what this is about. I don't know if this is going to work. It felt, and so we started the devotion page, and then I started my own Dana page again, just like I did on Instagram. And I was like, all right, we got to start somewhere. Let's just start. And we just started putting stuff up and putting stuff up. And I started myself just to like scroll through TikTok, and I would stumble on people who were using protein. And luckily, see, the thing is I don't think that TikTok is an instant success for everybody, because I feel like you have to have like the foundation where we had our website was all set up and looked amazing. Our Instagram was set up and looked amazing. YouTube, like we already were out there. Then we also already had loyal customers who were on TikTok who would back up. Like if we posted, they were commenting, oh my God, I love this stuff. I've been using it for years. So then we had these really awesome, like like these people who were confirming devotion was legit. Then I was finding people who were passionate about using protein, baking with protein, making puddings and ice cream, and I was like, I'm just going to start reaching out to these people or commenting like, hey, have you tried it with devotion? Let me send you a few packets. Try it with devotion. Try it with devotion. And so we got a few key people to agree and say, yeah, send me some packets. Like, look, I can't guarantee I'm going to like your stuff. It may taste just like every other protein, but if it tastes good, I'll post about it on my platform. Well, I mean, because devotion is as amazing as it is, I was kind of like, but I was like, all right, let's see how it goes. And we hit quite a few home runs with these people who have a huge followings and absolutely fell in love with devotion and made a bond with me. Like as the owner, I don't pay anybody else to do my work. If I have a social media girl, I'm not saying, okay, you go and you reach out to these people and I have relationships personally with every person who is, whether you're an ambassador or whatever, they all have my text. I write them personally, I talk to them, I get to know them, and I send them out packets and I follow up. So they feel like they have this connection with Dana, and I am the owner, and they ask me questions, and then they come back and then they feel that they are part of a family, which is the truth. They are, because they are part of now my devotion family, and I'm excited to have them represent the brand, because obviously I like their content, and I like what they're about and how they present themselves, or I would never send them product. And I don't pay anybody. So all of their reviews are legit. And that is very obvious on TikTok. I feel that it is because they're just doing very genuine reviews for, you know,
Right.
they're
So
not being
anyone,
paid. So it's not like I'm paying them to say, like, will you just say this stuff tastes really good? Like, no. And they're all very clear about that. They're like, look, I don't get paid. I just love devotion. I use it. And, Dana reached out and asked me to do a review. And I'm telling you guys, this stuff is amazing.
so really, so what you found success in TikTok has been not just figuring out how to post for the brand's perspective, but understanding what your ideal customer profile was doing on TikTok, and then
Yes.
build relationships with the people that had audiences that you could tap into so they could
Yes.
become new advocates of the brand too. So it was almost like the same recipe, right, that had previously worked on other platforms, just applying it and thinking about it a little bit differently because TikTok obviously has really good discoverability if you stay consistent with it, and
Yep.
obviously tap into people with good followers too. So then that's amazing. I mean, every brand today needs to understand it's not just one single platform that's going to make you successful. Everybody's everywhere, right? So it's just about bringing traffic in so many different ways at so many different times through whether it's TikTok or Instagram, and together when you join forces and think about it collectively, I think you're going to see the same success you guys are seeing this year. So I'm super happy for y'all.
It's been phenomenal this year. And I don't know, it goes a long way when you make connections with, personal connections with these people, because then they really are loyal to the brand, they understand your mission, and then they can represent you. So like you were going back to what you said before, it's not just me. And now it's these people feeling like they're part of a family and they want to now talk about the product and use the product if their content calls for it, then they'll mention devotion. So
Yeah.
it's been great.
Well, it's awesome, and obviously we've been working with you guys even through COVID, and have seen
Hmm.
the ups and the downs and the flats, and now this
Oh
is,
yeah.
23 has been a really good year. So I'm really excited for you and the family. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
taking this time, Dan. I really appreciate it. They can find devotion on devotionnutrition.com, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
then all the social medias are just at.
All of our platforms are packed with recipes, and we have free recipes on the website, and lots of awesome free content, like all kinds of education about all the products on all the pages. So it's yeah.
Cool. Awesome, Dana. Thanks so much for taking the time.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, bye.